And if you go the extra mile in the hiring process, you go the extra mile in your job. And that's what people want. That's what hiring managers, CISOs, your managers, that's what they're going to want. So guys, it's Jakiri again, back with another video. So I think we're at video number 6 at this point. So we've talked about various topics up until this point. We've discussed various terms, jobs, how to speak or how to understand different things in the IT world, different technologies that you might experience, so at this point I thought it would be cool and I thought it'd be a great benefit to you guys to be able to understand the job hiring process, the employment process, finding jobs, tailoring your resume, getting out there and trying to actually get employed in the IT field. First, just hop right in. We'll get started with LinkedIn. Okay, as you guys can see here, this is my LinkedIn. I have a profile picture here, I have my name, I have the tag, the job description, that I am currently employed in, a little bit about what I do and some certifications that I may hold. And, you want that to be the forefront of everything because that's what you're going to be presenting to hiring managers, recruiters, even just peers that you're connecting with on LinkedIn. You want to give a brief description, just a quick glance at who you are, the qualifications that you hold, and the subfield that you're involved in. So from here, LinkedIn is a great tool. This is the social platform for everything employment. So, you have access to hiring managers, you have direct access to recruiters, you have direct access to consultants, technical managers, CISOs, key people in the IT world to help you further your career. You can learn a lot on LinkedIn. They have a platform, LinkedIn Learning, that allows you to learn different topics, literally everything from productivity to technical concepts, in the IT field. Here, you have your network. I have a network of about 376 people that I've connected with that I can reach out to, maybe for a job or maybe for some advice or just to get a little bit more information about what it is that they do and maybe their salary insights, really just to connect with people so you can expand your network. The more people the farther you can grow. So here I can look at jobs. Recommended for you is comprised of your search history, the things that you have searched up, the current job that you are employed at, and I think maybe it brings different similar companies that may be similar to your company. So I have big data developer, senior Microsoft Workplace Solutions architect, and information systems engineer. So a lot of these jobs for me will be either system engineer based or cyber based jobs. You can filter for location, you can filter for skills, you can filter for experience versus mid to senior level experience. You can filter for just different various things that'll help you tailor your searches to the specific jobs that you want. Here, I have messages from different people that's reached out to me. I get probably 2 to 3 messages from recruiters a day, asking me, hey, I have this job. Would you be interested to learn more about it? Or what are you currently doing? How can we help each other? So you're looking for a job. They want to employ people, so it's a perfect fit. And if you're not on LinkedIn, you're doing yourself such a disservice because this is really your besides your resume, this is what you're going to be focusing your attention on the most. Well, in my opinion, and especially in the IT field, everybody from the IT world will be on LinkedIn. In this day and age, they want to know who you are, your skill set, what you look like, your public image out on the the internet. So they're going to be searching you up, they're going to be looking you up, and you want to give a great first impression. I've had numerous searches for my name after an interview. Like I go and I see the notification and it says this company searched you up or this technical recruiter searched you up. And it's funny, because those are the people that sat on my interviews or reached out to me, so they're actively searching for me after these interviews because that plays a part in the hiring process as well. You don't want to have a bad public image and think that somebody is going to hire you based off of your skill set. So they go hand in hand. So if you're not using LinkedIn, definitely get on LinkedIn. It's an underrated tool, and it's great if you're trying to get into the IT field. Resumes are bullet points, are descriptions, is detailed information about who you are, what you've done, the impact that you've had in an organization, the money that you've made in an organization, the skills that you taught people, how many people that you've led, and like I said, your impact towards an organization is not just, I worked here, I did this. You want to say, I work here, I am this type of person, I developed these skill sets, and because of that, I made my company this much money, or I furthered our productivity by 50%, or I increased user retention by 90%, or increased, training by 80%. You want to have a cause and effect situation or relationship with the things that you're putting in your resume, because nobody wants to just hear that I did this, because cool, you did it, but what impact did you bring by doing that? We're hiring you, we want you to make a difference, not that you did this, because I don't know that you know how to do it, because anybody can just put anything on their resume. I'm reading your resume, I'm learning the terms that you're using. It's good to put technologies in your resume. It shows the hiring managers and the recruiters that the terms in this field. You're not just trying to throw something at the wall and make it stick. You're actually using these technologies, these technologies, so that goes a long way. Another tip about resumes is try to tailor your resume to the job description as much as you can, because most of these resumes go through a system where they scan it based off of the job description that they posted and match up the things that you put in the resume to determine if you're a good fit. And human eyes won't even see it, so they won't be able to make an informed decision. So a lot of the times, to get to that next step in the hiring process, it's a great benefit to try and tailor your resume to the job description as much as possible. You're going to have your master resume, but you also want to have a couple of different resumes tailored toward different job descriptions, because not every job description will be the same. And you don't want to have like a general idea of a lot of things. You want, like I said, people to be sure that you know what you're talking about, these technologies, so definitely make it your mission to tailor your your resume to the job descriptions. And I'll show you an example what I mean here. Okay, so you see where it says responsibilities here. Consulting with customers to understand their needs and providing tailored solutions utilizing our product. If they don't tell you the product in the job description and you don't have any experience with their product, that's okay. But highlighting that you have consulting experience with customers would just be great. And if you can just expound on that in a little bit more and explain the impact that you've had by doing that consultation, then like I said, that goes a very long way. And it's very similar to the STAR method as well. I'll post a STAR method somewhere, probably up there. A lot of people use the STAR method because it basically is an outline or a great blueprint of what I'm trying to say or what I'm conveying here. Providing pre-sales support by conducting technical validations and delivering demonstrations. If you can show or tell them how you have done pre-sales work and what impact it's had in your organization, maybe how many customers you onboarded, maybe how many customers you sold to, maybe how many customers you converted, and give those KPIs, those numbers, that would be amazing. Go further than just surface level with these resumes. But at the same time, you don't need 5-6 pages for a resume. Don't make 5-6 pages for a resume. If try to keep it to 1 to 2 pages at the most. For 2 pages, that's somebody who is a veteran in the IT industry, and have worked at many different places, worn many different hats, had many different roles and responsibilities. For someone who's just starting out, maybe you'll have a 1-page resume. Make it detailed, but make it as concise as possible, because you want to be able to just glance at these things. Okay, did this, make this much money. Okay, did that, increased this amount of users by that much, or, you know, had this impact, got this award. And it's real quick and easy to just spot those things. You know, I don't want to have to read a whole essay, because if I just get overwhelmed, I'm just going to pass it up and, you know, and want to be on to the next person. Okay, so solid technical foundation in IT tools and HR systems. You just display that you know how to show technical foundation in IT tools, basic coding, Python skills. What have you done with Python? Maybe you've done a couple of home projects. Maybe you've done some projects for people on the side. How long have you been learning Python? Accolades you maybe have gotten from learning Python. So not just say, I know Python. What else? So that's pretty much it about resumes. Make sure you highlight technical skills as well as soft skills. You know, make sure you're keeping everything clear and concise. Make sure, you know, you have your education, your requirements highlighted, and it's visible. You know, everything is not jumbled together. It's real clear, concise, you know. Experience over here, awards over there, you know, maybe a brief description about who you are at the top, you know, things like that. And in the description of the video, I'll actually post a few links to different resumes. And since you guys are here, maybe I'll even just bring up my resume really quick as well. Okay, so let me just run through this really quick. You know, you have my name here. I will blur all of that out, my address, my number, all of that. But who I am, I'm a Navy veteran. I have system and support engineer experience. I currently hold a cyber role. This is just a brief description about who I am, what it is that I do. Maybe security clearance, throw that out there as well. If you hold a security clearance, a video coming soon for that. So different technical skills as well as soft skills. You know, I don't just know the technical stuff. I have organization skills as well. I have team building skills as well. I work well with the team. I have interpersonal relationship skills. You know, highlight that as well, because yeah, you're a good technical employee, you know, but can you work well with the team? Can you work well with our customers? You know, are you a good person to work with? That's important. Here I have my education, all of the certifications that I hold, the schools that I've attended, college credit, my Navy IT school, and then we have my experience, history, and highlights. So highlights, that's perfect. Make your experience your highlights of your career as much as possible. And, you know, if it's not many, of course, put fillers there, you know, with other things, just basic job descriptions and just basic daily duties. But highlights are perfect here. So I highlighted, you know, from the time period of the Navy from 2016 to 2020, system administrator. My highlights of that time, during that time there. I also held network security positions while in the military as well. I highlighted, you know, my experience at the second company I got with after I left the military. I have my experience when I worked at Microsoft. And at the bottom, I have the fact that I'm willing to travel. I have references that are available upon request. And I want remote opportunities. So I want to give the person on the other end everything I can about me, because that will answer a lot of different questions when they're hiring for people. They can, if I check these boxes, it seems like it's a good fit and we're on to the interview at this point. You know, so if I can just highlight everything there, I have a better chance of getting a call back, or I have a better chance of them reaching out to me. You know, they don't have to call me or wonder about this or wonder about that. I have everything here ready for them. So you will as well, you know, so maybe you'll take a couple of these tips and work on your resume. And it's an ongoing thing. You know, I will never stop working on my resume. Every time I do something, every probably 2 to 3 months, I'm going to go in and I'm going to edit something. I'm going to add it. I'm going to, you know, tailor it, because anything can happen. I have a job today. I may not have a job tomorrow. And you just want to keep an up-to-date resume, because like I said, anything can happen, and it helps not having to think about what you've done a year ago. So that's resumes. Okay, so next I want to talk about hunting for jobs, the best job sites, my pick on job sites, and just a few of those that if you aren't using them already, use them. Okay, so job hunting. A few different sites that I use is Indeed, Glassdoor, Monster, ZipRecruiter. I like ZipRecruiter because you can just click the button one time and it sends your resume off. You don't have to fill out long applications, because sometimes these applications can take like hours at a time to fill out. So if I can just send my resume off or fill out a one button click application, then that's perfect for me. But sometimes if it's a job that I'm really interested in, I'll sit there and I'll fill out the entire application, though it may be lengthy. For someone that's getting started, maybe you're just doing IT help desk jobs, and since remote is really popular right now, with IT you can pretty much send anywhere. You want to put that in the search bar. All right, so IT help desk remote jobs. I want entry-level people that come across my channel to feel welcome here. I want to be a voice for the entry-level people. I want to be a mentor to entry-level IT people as well. So though I may talk to the advanced people as well, I want entry-level people to feel comfortable. So I'll do an advanced person and then an entry-level person as well. So this company is looking for a remote technical support agent. The company's name is Vaco. About Indeed. So they have profile insights. So they'll compare your profile to what's in the job description to let you know if they think you'll be a good fit for this job or not. So it looks like the pay is up to $20 an hour, and it's a contract position. So contract means that you're only there for a year, 2 years, or 3 years, and then after that the position is null unless they bring you on full time or they renew the contract. Think about contracts as well. You're not a full-time employee, so you don't have all of the full-time benefits, but sometimes when you're a contractor, you will still have health benefits, retirement benefits. It just depends on the company that you're contracting with. Okay, so as a technical support agent, you're going to be providing first-level support on hardware and software products. You're going to utilize service management systems, maintaining service incident data. So that's basically, you're going to be using a ticketing system. You're going to be working in a team environment, participating as a team member, focusing on improvement, customer satisfaction. So that means that you'll work on a team of customer support agents and y'all all work together. You're going to be needing someone who can speak about general information that is technical in nature. So this position is perfect for someone who's entry level, is just getting started, on their IT career. So this will be perfect for someone like that. They're looking for someone with customer service experience, help desk experience preferred. Restaurant call center experience is a plus. So entry level people, if you're coming from different, avenues, different paths, it's okay that you are not, all technically savvy or have that help desk experience already, because sometimes it can translate over into the IT field. Networking experience is desired, so when it says desired, preferred, they would like it, but they're willing to teach you on it. 9 times out of 10, if you're a technical support representative, you're going to go through training about 2 to 3 to 4 weeks before you ever get a trouble ticket. So they're going to explain to you how they methodically troubleshoot their tickets, and there will always be a step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4 for everyone to follow when you're in technical support, which is why they're able to bring in people from different areas and teach them this job. And that's why it's a great start, because they're willing to teach you, and if you're willing to learn, you're going to be a great fit. Reliable internet experience is required. Ability to work at a secondary location, meaning you just need to be able to get up and move if your internet goes out. If you have an associate's degree in computer science, it's a plus, but like I said, if it's a plus, desired, preferred, it's not required. You can work your way up, or you can satisfy that requirement with other things and kind of, balance it out. A+ certification, Microsoft certifications are a plus. So those are really easy certifications. I don't want to make it seem like you don't have to do those things just because it's desired, or preferred, or is a plus. Because if you have those things, of course, you're going to be the top candidate over someone else, So if you can get those certifications, definitely go out and seek those certifications. Those are really easy. They're really easy. If you're in Texas, the Texas Workforce Commission will actually pay for those certifications. If you come from a military background or in the military as a veteran, you have access to money to pay for those certifications, whether that's through a GI Bill, whether that's through tuition assistance, whether that's through your parents who may have some GI Bill money left over. You have different methods, so don't get discouraged if it's, oh, I got to pay for a certification, because if you want to get certified, there are different avenues you can take to get payment arranged. So that is perfect for an entry-level person, and that's a job that I would apply for. I'd get my resume, I tailor it to exactly what they're saying in this job description, and I would even go as far as to maybe even find technical recruiters or hiring managers at that company on LinkedIn, and put myself out there and say, hey, I submitted a job application, I'm so and so, I'd love to learn more about the position. So that's you going the extra mile. And if you go the extra mile in the hiring process, you go the extra mile in your job. And that's what people want. That's what hiring managers, CISOs, your managers, that's what they're going to want. So that was good. So I'll just do someone that may be a little bit more advanced. So I'll just do system engineer, experience level, senior level, education, bachelor's, pay 120, make it 6 figures. Okay. All right, senior power systems engineer. Let me just make sure that this is IT based, because sometimes you can be a system engineer and you know nothing about the IT field. Okay, senior network integration engineer, based in Atlanta, Georgia, remote position, profile insights, TCP, software troubleshooting, routing protocol. So this sounds like somebody that's going to be heavy into networking. And by the name and the title, that's for sure. They'd like you to have a bachelor's degree. They'd like you to be full-time or work full-time. As a senior network integration engineer, you're going to report to the director of cable, edge, lab, and qualification. You'll be located in Atlanta. This role can be based in Atlanta or anywhere in the U.S. So the location will be based in the U.S., but you can work from anywhere. You probably will have to report there maybe once in a while, but other than that, you'll be okay to just work from anywhere. So a little bit about what you're doing is lab integration, testing, and field trials, marketing, engineering, and sales. You're going to be designing, executing, and leading client trials, assist with supporting customers 24/7, resolving equipment performance issues. What you should have. So they would like you to have a bachelor's in electronic engineering, telecommunications, or an equivalent field, 7 years of direct experience in network systems, hardware and software design, and troubleshooting. So you should be able to say that I have 7 years experience in this and highlight it in your resume the impact that you've had. If you're somebody that's starting out, maybe you only have 2 or 3 experience and you're not really strong in network, this will not be a job for you, so give yourself the best shot. This position requires frequent travel of short duration. Trainings can take place. Previous understanding of CMTS configuration troubleshooting, it's a plus. Solving analytical and communication skills. So that's how I would dive into that. I wouldn't, submit a application for this because, for one, I don't have a bachelor's degree, and networking is a area that I am proficient in, but not as strong, so I maybe, could explain a few things on the interview, but I know there would be a top candidate, there would be a better candidate, and my skill set isn't aligned with this job, so I want to give myself the best shot and search for jobs that are more aligned with my skill set, and they will be there. So the next thing I kind of want to talk about is interview prep. Interview prep is one of those things where, you really have to practice. If you aren't comfortable speaking to people, if you aren't comfortable explaining yourself in a professional manner, practice, whether that's with someone or whether that's in a mirror. With interview prep, you want to make sure you're decent, smartly dressed. You want to make sure you're in a maybe business casual look or maybe business look. A lot of the times in this day and age, these interviews are remote, so if you can just look decent from the waist up, then you're good to go. If you can get in there, maybe do an icebreaker, sound excited about the job, look happy, smile, be inviting, also good things. If you have the technical part of it, work on the part that you don't have. So if you're not good socially, work on the not good socially part, because you can excel technically. So you don't have to, focus your attention as much there. You got the interview, right? So they obviously know that you are good technically or great technically or exceptional technically. You got the interview. When your interview, sit up straight, sit up straight, be powerful with your voice, try to make direct eye contact, try not to stutter as much, try not to use filler words as much, like that, like I just said, but if they ask you about something, know your resume like the back of your hand, because they're going to say you have experience doing this, you have experience doing that. That's your cue to go in a bit deeper, go in a bit deeper and really give them, like, wow them with the information that you know. And when they say, tell me a little bit about yourself, have those questions or those answers already made up in your mind, because if you're trying to think of things left and right, then you're looking left and right, and it doesn't really come out well. But if you can automatically already think about the questions that they're going to ask, it makes it so much easier to just go ahead and say those things and sound confident in it when you're saying it. A lot of the questions will be, tell me about yourself, or how long were you there? Or did you like it? Or why'd you leave? So, so those are common questions that you need to already be familiar with. Sometimes when you're in an interview, it's not always going to be them highlighting the good. Sometimes they're going to want you to highlight the bad. They're going to want to know the time you got into it with someone and it wasn't a good conversation. They want to know how you handle conflict. They want to know about a time you got stumped with something and didn't know it, and how you went about dealing with that, because that's going to happen in a work environment, and they don't want anybody that's going to be emotional or lose their mind or, get fed up or quit, or, not real go-getters about the situation, and be willing to learn and be willing to fail and be willing to get back up and try again. That's important. As in the interview, you're going to be talking about the good, but sometimes they're going to be bringing up the bad as well. In addition, it's not always going to be oral. Sometimes it's going to be performance-based. My second job out of the military was performance-based. And though I had no experience with this product at all, I was hired for that position because I was willing to learn. I possessed a lot of the soft skills already, so they could teach me the technical. They could teach me the technical part. And I had great troubleshooting skills, so my mind was going, my gears were turning. And though I didn't have much experience with Linux at the time, I became to be one of the best technical support engineers at the company. So, that goes a long way, just having a good attitude about everything and just being willing to learn and being prepared to know that even though you may be thinking that it's an oral interview and something may come about where it's performance based now, it's okay because you're prepared. So give yourself the best shot. And those are just a few tips regarding interviews that I can come up with at this time. I'm going to make a one-off video and then dive deeper into common interview questions, because it's a lot of them out there, especially different questions for different jobs. So there will be different questions for system administration, network engineering, and then I'll go through each question or potential question so you can have a better idea. And that's a part of interview prep. If you know you have an interview on Thursday and it's Monday, you're going to be practicing for that interview up until Thursday because you want to give yourself the best shot. All right, so that's all I have on interview prep. The next thing I kind of want to dive deeper into is salaries. I won't spend too much time here just because salaries are subjective depending on location, experience, and education. So I can give you salary insights for Texas or different places that I've been, but I won't be able to give you, exact salaries on your place or where you've been or the experience that you have, so that's really research that you have to kind of do on your own. But I can give you tips on how to do that research. So tip number one would be to look in the job description. Look in the job description when you're applying for these jobs and determine what they're going to be paying, at the very beginning, not at the end, because you don't want to offer on a job and it was significantly lower than what you thought you were going to get. So get that out the way at the very beginning of the hiring process. It's just better for everyone to just go ahead and get the money, go ahead and get the money situation resolved. Tip number two would be to network on LinkedIn. LinkedIn, you see how all these things are just starting to come together. Network on LinkedIn with your peers and people that are already in your space, maybe people with similar education and experience, or maybe even people that's located in the same city as you are, because the cost of living is different between New York and LA and Texas, so the salary insights will be different between New York, LA, and Texas. So what may be for me may not be the same for you. So network with people that are close to you in location, experience, and education. Tip number three would also be to know these figures to be able to negotiate, because you don't want to get a lowball offer knowing that you possess the skills, the qualifications, and the know-how on these technologies, and they're lowballing you. So you need to know the salary insights to be able to negotiate a higher salary for yourself. And don't be scared to negotiate a higher salary for yourself, because just like this job came along, another one will, and someone will pay you what you feel that you deserve if they feel like they're benefiting from it too. So that's kind of all of I have on salaries. I think you can go to salary.com or Glassdoor. Glassdoor is a very good tool that I like because it's a community-based tool that you can go on and people will post what they're currently making, and you can interact with them and kind of like, get a better idea as to why they're making what they're making. So salary.com or Glassdoor would be the two websites that I would give and advise to use to negotiate your salaries and to know what you should be asking for. All right, so we're coming up on the last little bit of this video, and the last two things I kind of want to touch on with you guys is to network and to follow up. So after you're done with the interview, follow up in about 3 to 4 days time, never exceeding a week. You should never exceed a week if you haven't heard anything back from the hiring manager or the recruiters. Definitely send an email, thank them for the time, use their names, remember their names, explain a little about maybe who you are, give them an idea about something that you said that may spark their memory about you. And just follow up with them, keep your name alive in their ear. And lastly, like I said, network on LinkedIn. Don't stop networking. Network every day, make a post, make a blog, make an article, interact with other people's posts, reach out to people. Even if you don't know them, reach out to people, because that may be the person that'll help you get that job. That may be the person that'll help you get seen over someone else. So don't be scared to network just because you don't know anyone. Like I said, LinkedIn is a social platform for employment-based opportunities, so it's a professional environment. Sometimes it gets a bit personal, but for the most part, it's very professional. So continue to network, and not even just on LinkedIn. Go out in your hometown. Maybe there are some conventions or conferences, tech conferences going on. I know Dallas hosts a lot of them, so don't be scared to actually get out and physically meet people as well, because there are a lot of people with a very high stature attending these places, and they want to get people involved. They want to get people employed. They want to be able to benefit from production and numbers and sales, so be able to network physically as well. And that's all I have. I hope you learned something in this video. I definitely hope that you are able to take away something in this video, whether that was something with interview prep or resume prep or job hunting or salary insights, and use it for your benefit when you're hunting for a job. Don't get discouraged. Don't be afraid of rejection. It's a numbers game. Give yourself the best shot. Make sure you're highly qualified, and you will be able to get an IT job. Whether you're an entry level or whether you're a very senior person, you will get employed in the IT field. So put in the work, do what you have to do. And like I said, hope you enjoyed. Thanks for hanging out with me. Peace.